Hi, my name is Robert Farrell. Thank you to this free excerpt of Adobe Illustrator. In this short little video, in about 5 minutes, I'm going to share with you how Illustrator thinks. These are the techniques that I use. I've been using Illustrator since 1987. I've been teaching software since then. If there's a better, faster way to learn software, no matter what type of software I teach, all the Adobe products, all the Apple products, WordPress, Google, SEO, this is the place. I involve you in the thinking process. My videos are very time tested. They work based on years and years and years of honing my craft. Your time is very valuable. The last thing you want to do is spend hours and hours going through pointless videos that don't get to the point. My videos will have you up and running in no time at all to make you a total rock star for your clients, your coworkers, or your better half. So sit back, relax, and let me share with you the same techniques I use to solve client solutions. So the first thing we're going to do here is I'm on Macintosh, but you have my sympathies. If you're not using Macintosh, that's okay. I still love you. So Macintosh uses the Command key. Windows uses the Control key. So the first thing I would always do in an Illustrator file is bring up my rulers, Command R, rulers. Anything about seeing is viewing, viewing is seeing, seeing rulers, Command R. Once I have my rulers up here in Illustrator, I typically put a guide roughly in the center. It doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but that's just going to help me to draw things, make a change, save a change. Command S, Control S. Good habit to get into. Now, here's what I want to share with you. Total objective and the things that make my students so successful is I involve them in the thinking process. What do I mean by that? Well, Illustrator is an object-based program. Illustrator creates vectors. As an example, other programs that create vector, InDesign, Flash. If I was in Photoshop as an example, I'd be creating pixel-based images. Illustrator has an object menu. Photoshop has an image menu. So based on that basic understanding, you'll be able to solve major problems. So here's how I start on every single Illustrator project. As I just shared with you, I always bring up my rulers as a place to draw and design from. Then I'm going to hit the A tool, A key. That's going to select my direct selection tool. Now, here's a very cool production technique, and I'm all about techniques, saving time, saving money, squeezing the sponge. The advantage of what I just did, any tool I now select, I can go back to that same direct selection tool by holding down the Command key. Macintosh, Control key for Windows. This is a huge time saver. I've taught people that used Photoshop and Illustrator for decades and didn't know these techniques. What I'm about to share with you, if you're already a seasoned Illustrator user, I can assure you don't know half of what I'm going to teach you in the next 3 to 5 minutes. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to select the L key. The L key, of course, is the ellipse tool. I want to create an ellipse from the center. So as an example, if I click here, it's going to create an ellipse wherever I drag from. That's not what I want to do. So here's how the software thinks. Choices for options, options for choices. Holding down the Option key Macintosh or the Alt key for Windows, alternative choices, will draw these ellipse from the center. So I want to draw from the center and hold down the Option key. Keep the Option key held down, by the way, until you let go of your mouse. Now, how Illustrator thinks is a vector-based program. Vectors are made of anchor points. Anchor points create the path. So right now my fill is white, my stroke is black. I'm going to change my fill to a different color. Let's pick this orange color. Incidentally, I'm working with Illustrator Essentials. If you're not in Essentials, reset your palette to Essentials. This way you're on the same exact plane as I am. I'm at the X key. The X key, if you look up here to the left, the X key will exchange X to exchange, X to exchange, foreground for background, foreground for background. Fill, stroke. Here's the fill color, here's the stroke color. I'm going to hit the / key, which is the question mark key, to get rid of the stroke. So now my object has no stroke. Make a change, save a change. Incidentally, the correct terminology in this program is object, because anything about the object based on what you select is under the object menu. So these are all the different things that I could do to the object because this is an object. That's my job as an instructor to tell you what this thingamajig is. Well, this is an object. If I was in Illustrator, if I was in Photoshop, this would be an image. I'd have an image menu based on what you select. So here's what I want to share with you. Right now, nothing's selected. Now, how did I select that without going to the selection tool? Because I simply held down the Command key. Because I initialized that tool to begin with, so regardless of whatever tool I now select, I can always hold down the Command key and go back into select. For a very important step here, time is money. So I don't want to have to go up here every 10 seconds just to select something else. Now that I have the object selected, I don't want to see the anchor point, so I can basically hold down Command H, Control H for Windows to hide the anchor points. Notice it's still selected, but I can't see the anchor points. Now, if you're wondering how I selected that, because I'm in the Convert Direction Point tool, the Convert Direction Point tool is in the P for Pen tool. If you come down here, what this tool enables you to do, if I select that point right there, I can make a corner point so it looks more like a leaf.